Okay, let's put the digital thermometer in and get a reading on the temperature of the au jus. And we're showing the temperature. I'm going to do a close-up of that. Well, the au jus is reading 182 is the current reading on the au jus. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the scale. And this scale is an NSF certified scale. Let's show the NSF symbol on the side here. So this is rated for restaurant use. It's a highly sophisticated scale. It self-calibrates every time you turn it on. Now I'm going to back away so we can show the au jus being pulled out. The prime rib being pulled out of the bin and put on the scale. The weight we're going to put on the scale is 5 ounces, which is the proper amount per Quiznos specifications that we weigh out for a small. Now we can see actually the scale is weighing slightly over 1/16, so we're going to take a little smidgen off. And we have exactly 5 ounces. Alright, now I'm going to pull back away so we can pull back away. Wait, let me get it from this angle so we can see the scale is still reading at 5 ounces. And let me pull away here. Okay, now if we can just pick up the 5 ounces, being careful not to drop any, and we're going to drop it right into the au jus mix. Now we're going to let this go for the required 20 seconds. Now oftentimes, because the prime rib is so rare, our customers are requesting that we leave it dip for a longer period of time because the meat is very rare. We do not want to get ourselves in a situation where we're receiving customer complaints, because often the customers watch us as we pull it out. Currently there are no customers in the stores. We're conducting this test, so no customers are observing what we are doing. Now,
still a little rare.
We can still see it's rare, and at this point only about 10 seconds has transpired. So we're going to leave this in for another good 10-15 seconds based on what we find our customers are requesting. Now, per Quiznos specifications, we drain the au jus from the meat. We use a spoonula.
We drain it thoroughly.
So there's no,
instructed.
as per Quiznos specifications, because the last thing a customer wants is a soggy sandwich. What happens is if we make a soggy sandwich, it actually leaks through and gets the wrapping wet, and the sandwich actually will fall apart inside on the customer's lap before they even have a chance to open it. Okay, now it looks like that's been plenty of time has passed by. It's going to be difficult for the camera to pick up, but the meat is not overdone. It's just done just to the point where there's probably very, very little pink showing at this point, which is what we're finding because we're pulling it out, and if we pull it out with any pink showing, customers are complaining to us as we put the sandwich in. Now we're draining it out, and I'm going to pull back away so we can see this, that we are not losing any, and that's just the normal amount that we're draining it. We're not doing anything excessive here. This is the normal amount. Okay, now if we can we're going to carry this over to the, now first we want to do is we want to put this back on the scale. The scale first is set at 0. The camera picked that up. We want to see that there was nothing left in the basket. Well, the scale currently is weighing 4 3/8. I'm going to zoom in on that so we get a good reading on that. 4 3/8. Now this is the typical what we've experienced in our test. We've come, the lowest we've come is 4 16.
No, 4.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That one time was 4, exactly. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up. Now we're putting it on a plain piece of white bread. There's a little bit left on the scale, so we're going to go back and pick up those little bit of remnants over there to make sure that we got every little good to the last drop, as they said. Now we put that on there, and we're putting it on the white bread. Now this is plain white bread cut to a small size, and we're going to put it on the basket. We're putting nothing on it. We're not putting any mayonnaise, as the recipe would normally call for.
And there's nothing that fell off?
No, there's nothing fell off. And I'm going to back away so we can see this again. We're not putting any spice on it that normally go, or any cheese. So
there's nothing on the camera?
No. Okay. We're going to follow this along and put this right in here.
You can actually watch it go through the oven.
Yeah, we're going to try to get a bird's eye view of the oven if we can. That's one of our employees walking by. Now I'm going to back away, and there's nobody at the other side of the oven, so I'm going to... The sandwich is obviously in the middle of the oven at this point, where no one could be doing anything with it. We're going to wait at this point. There's no one even at the other side of the oven. We're going to wait. I'm going to back off a little bit so we get a good shot here. Again, our employee going by. Now, this way. Now, okay. Now the prime rib sandwich has come out of the oven. Now it's on the basket there. Now we're gonna. What we're gonna do is we're gonna. Yeah, I don't want to take the camera off the prime rib. Pick it up on the tray. Carry it over by the scale here. We'll slide it off the paper slide it off the basket onto the paper. Okay. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to turn the scale on. And we can see here that the scale is currently showing at a zero reading. Now what we're going to do here, I'm going to move over this way. We're going to pick up the prime rib itself off of the bread and put it onto the scale. So that way we can weigh it after it went through the 400+ degree oven. Because obviously some moisture might have evaporated in that 400 degree heat, plus the bread might have absorbed some additional moisture. And then we're going to see what our reading is at this point. Now we can see our reading is 4.1 ounces at this point, which is very consistent. And again, we can see there's nothing on the bread. There's nothing that fell off.
Nothing on the paper.
Nothing in any way. So magically, 4 ounces. I'm sorry. The 5 ounces has become 4.1 at the finished of doing it precisely per Quiznos specifications, minus the mayonnaise, minus the cheese, minus the sauteed onions, so we can see exactly what would happen to the cheese. Now,
there is some harder grizzle in this one, too.
Yes, this one has a little bit of grizzle, as we can see. Now, each piece of meat, and I don't know if the camera can pick it up here, but we can still see this meat was not overdone. There's still some redness and some pinkness to this meat. So the meat was just done just to the way our customers are requesting it, that most of the pink be eliminated from the meat. So it just has a little bit of a look of redness to it in the center. But towards the end, it comes through like it's thoroughly cooked. Not that it's rare meat that they're eating. And that concludes our test. Now we're going to...
Today is...
The camera actually marks it. Today is...
October 21st.
Yes. Okay, thank you.